What's going on, everyone? Timothy, a time in refinement. Just me today. We are finally dialing in the lighting slightly. Still some shadows, but we're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. um, Today, I wanted to discuss the red pill and the manosphere yet again because this stuff grinds my gears. It gets on my nerves a lot. And not because I don't agree with some of it. A lot of it's damaging. I've spoken about this previously, but I wanted to discuss it again. Recently, there was a video floating around of the Tates, Justin Winwaller, a couple other people, Fresh and Fit podcast, I believe, a couple others. Fuentes was on there, as well as the black pill guy, whatever his name is. I keep forgetting. I don't tune into social media. I have no idea. They were all hanging out, smoking cigars, doing their thing, and just going off on how to be a high-value man, how to be an alpha male, how to be a high-value man. And isn't it funny that the only thing that they can come close to as far as being a high-value man is making money, talking about girls, what kind of car they drive, what their watch is worth, and how much of a wiener swinging contest it can be. What is masculinity? What is it to be a man? Is it following this stuff? Is it following the red pill content? Following the manosphere? No, it's not. And I'll tell you why. Because a lot of these guys are broken inside, and they desire to be respected. They desire to be loved, and they desire to be loved by someone, and they want to love back. They do it all wrong. As we know, as a man, defining success is how much money you make, what kind of car you drive, how big of a house you have. Do you have a wife and kids? Do you have a six-pack? Do you work out? Do you cold plunge? Do you do all these things? So let's take a step back here for a second. What if being a man is being comfortable in your own skin? What if it's not being insecure? Because that's what I believe it is. Why would you want to go around pretending to be someone that you're not? What drives us to want those things, to have the money and the cars and the girls and all this stuff? It's drive. It's passion. And that's what we're lacking. We're lacking passion as men. We're lacking drive. There's nothing to be passionate about. But we have to find it inside of us. And this is not consuming content. Half-hour videos, bachelor videos. Some of these guys have some good stuff to say. I will always preface by saying that. But a lot of it's damaging. And a lot of it puts you in a rut. And a lot of it puts you in a depressive state to where if you can't be making XYZ in this amount of time, you're worthless as a human being. They say that society is hard towards men, which is true. But they forget the fact that sometimes being a man is being able to get through the day without deleting yourself, basically. Some days you have those days. It's okay to have those days because if you push them down, they're going to continually keep coming up until you deal with it. So you can't shove everything aside and shove all your emotions aside and shove all this stuff and say, I only want this car. I want to make $1 million a year. Fine. That's great. I think it's a great goal to have, as we talked about on this channel. But again, is that the passion? Is that the drive that you want? These guys prey on young men. They prey on the guys that are lost, that maybe didn't have a father growing up. They didn't have a loving relationship. They have had so much trauma. I don't like using that word because everyone uses it, but we'll say it for this video. A lot of issues, we'll say. And it's so easy to dig into that and to just say, well, let me help you. Let me help you. If you buy my class, if you consume my content, if you give me your attention, I will make you a man. Is that what it's about? No, it's not. And with all of the fakeness that we have in this world, this is the last thing that we need as men. The last thing we need. We go through this phase of, oh, I'm going to treat my girl like a princess and I'm going to do everything for her and I want to be the prince, the Disney prince. That also doesn't work either, because eventually the girl's going to resent you because you keep putting her up on a pedestal and you're not grinding. I'm not going to say grinding. You are not driven to be passionate about what you do. That's the other side of the spectrum. The spectrum I'm talking about is the red pill spectrum, the depressive state of men. Life is hard. It's tough. Absolutely. But to adopt a cynical approach to not just relationships or not just women, but just money and cars and houses and what you do for work. Because again, a lot of these guys are insecure. You can see it. You can see it in their demeanor. You can see it when they bring certain people on their podcasts, which is mainly girls that are doing adult content most of the time, or they're Instagram models, which is, yes, part of the population, but there's a part of the population of girls that are just normal, working jobs, and just want to have a husband, okay? There's also that as well. We don't see that. So, again, we take a small minority of everything and we adopt it into our everyday life and everything that we see. And we assume things and people are the way that they are because of what we see on social media. Again, podcasts, for instance. You see a girl on a podcast that says, I do adult content, I do this, I have this body count, I do this, I make this kind of money. And the men automatically go, well, all girls are like that, I guess, right? So might as well just get that bag and just work and grind and hopefully find a girl that just likes me for my money and how much I can provide for her. You're already setting yourself up for failure. You really are. I may die alone, but at least what I say, I believe. I truly do. And again, when you continually consume this content, it rewires your brain. It rewires your brain into a depressive, cynical pattern to where it's very hard to get out of and it's hard to change your mind about, even though it might not even be reality. And you have to remember, these guys prey on the innocent men that have issues, they have problems, and they just want you to say, yeah, here, take a little bit of my money. I want to know what it is to be a man. Show me how to be a man. And it just takes $1,000 and that's it. Boom, you're done. Masterclass. It's not simple, but it's easy stuff. It's easy to know what you're supposed to do, but to adopt it into life is another story. And that's what we talk about on this channel. So again, to reiterate, these guys do not care about you. They do not. Some may say they do. Once in a while, you will have a genuine podcaster, YouTuber face on YouTube or social media, or maybe even selling a class. But you have to remember, a lot of these guys are in it for the money, and they're exploiting people because that's what they're doing. It's all about money. It's all about power. Remember that. We have an identity crisis as society, but especially as men. And it's time to look to better opportunities, to look to better men to look to better leaders, mentors, people we want to look up to. It's important that we have that in our life. It's very difficult in this day and age with social media because we don't know what's fake and what's real. You don't know if people have your best interest in mind because most of the time, someone you've never met that you're paying probably doesn't. They have 1,000 other people waiting in line to get their information. And with that, I will say, stay away from your red pill manosphere content. It is damaging and it is destructive, especially for young men. That's all I got. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you tuning in to this channel. Looking forward to putting out more content as always. What a pleasure and a blessing it is to be able to sit here and throw out my ramblings, my thoughts, my feelings, stuff that I've learned, because I truly believe what I say and what I offer as far as advice. And I hope some of you can glean maybe just a little bit from this. Again, love you guys. Appreciate you. Looking forward to the next episode. Be well, be safe, be healthy, and keep on refining. Cheers.